Ooh. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Saturday in Proverbs is what we're doing today. Y'all know that's my favorite book in the Bible. Proverbs is the one book that, in my humble opinion, tell you how to live on a day-to-day basis. You don't have to um, imagine what it was like 2,000 years ago. You know, you can see today what this book is talking about, and that's why I like it. And there's 31 chapters, chapter for every day, and when there's not 31 days in the month, just keep reading until you catch up. Okay, and it was written by King Solomon. King Solomon was the wisest man ever. No man will be as wise. And I think you can learn something from the wisest person ever. You know, if you're willing to listen, you will learn. Okay, so let's pray, get in the word. Father, thank you for another day to gather around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, and speak through my lips so that I may precisely articulate this word to pierce the hearing and the hearts of your people so that we may live the righteous lifestyle you have ordained for us to live. And that's righteous, which means you're not gonna take advantage of anybody. You're not gonna misuse or abuse or get over when you live a righteous lifestyle. 9 times out of 10, you'll be the one that's taken advantage of when you live a righteous lifestyle. So since today is the 5th, let's start Proverbs 5th chapter, verse 1. My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Lend your ear to my understanding. Verse 2, that you may preserve discretion, and your lips keep knowledge. Now, one of the things I like to do is give you, I don't want to assume you know the definition of certain words, so I like to give you the definition, okay? Discretion, the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. Listen to this. My son, pay attention to my wisdom, lend your ear to my understanding, that you may preserve discretion, and your lips may keep knowledge. So discretion is the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. And you know, you can look at the current state of politics in the world. And one of the things people are lacking is discretion. Verse 3, for the lips of an immoral woman drip honey. I didn't say this. Um, for the lips of an immoral woman drip honey. Let's look up that word immoral. Immoral, not conforming to accepted standards of morality. Okay? For the lips of an immoral woman drip honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Verse 4, but in the end, she's bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Verse 5, her feet go down to death, her steps lay hold of hell. Verse 6, least you ponder her path of life, her ways are unstable. You do not know them. Listen to this. Let me go back up to verse 3. For the lips of an immoral woman drips honey. And we say immoral is not conforming to accepted standards of morality. And her mouth is smoother than oil. When it's smoother than oil, man, you can't, there's no way you're going to get a grip. All right? But in the end, she's bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Verse 5, her feet go down to death, her steps lay hold of hell. Verse 6, least you ponder her path of life, her ways are unstable. You do not know them. Verse 7, therefore hear me now, my children, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Verse 8, remove your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house. Verse 9, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the cruel one. Verse 10, lest aliens be filled with your wealth and your labor go to the house of a foreigner. Okay? Verse 11, and you mourn at last when your flesh and your body are consumed. Verse 12, and say, how have I hated instruction and my heart despised correction? But see, at this point, it's too late. The damage has been done at this point, okay? Verse 13, I have not obeyed the voice of my teacher, nor inclined my ear who instructed me. In other words, you wouldn't listen. Could nobody tell you nothing. You knew it all right? Verse 14, I was on the verge of total ruin in the midst of the assembly and the congregation. Verse 15, drink water from your own cistern and running waters from your own well. Verse 16, should your fountains be dispersed abroad, streams of water in the street? Verse 17, let them be only your own and not for strangers with you. Verse 18, let your fountains be blessed and rejoice with the wife of your youth. Verse 19, as a loving deer and a graceful doe, let her breast satisfy you at all times, and always be enraptured with her love. Verse 20, for why should you, my son, be enraptured by an immoral woman? It's somebody that you don't know, her ways are unmovable, unstable, and you gonna know she ain't got no morality. But yet, she can get your attention. That big booty. And be embraced in the arms of a seductress. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his paths. Verse 22, his own iniquities entrap the wicked man, and he is caught in the cords of his sin. Verse 23, he shall die for lack of instruction, and in the greatness of his folly, he will go astray. Now, that was the New King James Version I just got an idea. I just got an idea how I'm gonna do this. So what I'm gonna do now is that was the New King James version of of chapter 5, and I'm gonna read you the Message Bible. I'm gonna read to you chapter 5 of the Message Bible. Verse 1. Dear friend, pay close attention to this, my wisdom. Listen very closely to the way I see it. Then you will acquire taste for good sense. What I tell you will keep you out of trouble. Verse 3. The lips of a seductress woman are oh so sweet. Her words are oh so smooth. But it won't be long before her gravel, wait a minute, it won't be long before she's gravel in your mouth, a pain in your gut, a wound in your heart. She's dancing around the primrose path to death. She's headed straight for hell and taking you with her. She hasn't a clue about real life, about who she is and where she's going. So, my friend, listen closely. Don't treat my words casually. Keep your distance from such a woman. Absolutely stay out of her neighborhood. You don't want to squander your wonderful life, to waste your precious life among the hard-hearted. Why should you allow strangers to take advantage of you? Why be exploited by those who care nothing for you? You don't want to end your life full of regrets, nothing but sin and bones, saying, oh, why didn't I do what they told me? Why did I reject a disciplined life? Why didn't I listen to my mentors and take my teachers seriously? My life is ruined. I haven't one blessed thing to show for my life. And man, you can find people like that every day. Right now, right today, you can find people, and some of them might even be in your family. All right, this is verse 15 and 16. Do you know the saying, drink from your own rain barrel? Draw water from your own spring-fed field? Spring-fed well? It's true. Otherwise, you may one day come home and find your barrel empty and your well polluted. Verse 17 through 20. Your spring water is for you and you only, not to be passed around among strangers. Bless your fresh flowing fountain. Enjoy the wife you married as a young man, lovely as an angel, beautiful as a rose. Don't ever quit taking delight in her body. Never take her love for granted. Why would you trade enduring intimacies for cheap thrills with a whore? I didn't say that, it's in the Bible. For dalliance with a promiscuous stranger. See, and it's amazing how, and then it's really not amazing, because when you start understanding the nature of man, then you can understand their eyes are always wondering. Okay, always wondering. A man's eyes are always wondering. And it's the discipline that keeps him in line. Verse 21 through 23. Mark well that God doesn't miss a move you make. He's aware of every step you take. The shadow of your sin will overtake you. You'll find yourself stumbling all over yourself in the dark. Death is a reward of an undisciplined life. Your foolish decisions trap you in a dead end. And that's the end of chapter 5. And like I said, y'all, this is the one book right here that you can read and you can see today. Matter of fact, you know what? Um, this is where I'm trying to get. Well, no, let me rephrase that. This is where I am. Okay, this is where I am. I just had to correct myself because this is where I am. Chapter 4. I'm gonna read it to you out of the Message Bible. Okay, listen, friends, to some fatherly advice. Sit up and take notice so you'll know how to live. I'm giving you good counsel. Don't let it go in one ear and out the other. When I was a boy at my father's knee, the pride and joy of my mother, he would sit me down and drill me. Take this to heart. Do what I tell you. Live. Sell everything and buy wisdom. Forage for understanding. Don't forget one word. Don't deviate an inch. Never walk away from wisdom. She guards your life. Love her. She keeps her eye on you. Above all and before all, do this. Get wisdom. Write this at the top of your list. Get understanding. Throw your arms around her. Believe me, you won't regret it. Okay? Never let her go. She'll make your life glorious. She'll garland your life with grace. She'll feast in your days with beauty. Verse 10 through 15. Dear friend, take my advice. It will add years to your life. I'm writing out clear directions to wisdom's way. I'm drawing a map to righteous road. I don't want you ending up in blind alleys or wasting time making wrong turns. Because, see, when you do that, man, you always got to start over. And that's the part, that's the danger that a lot of these young kids don't realize when you don't listen. When can't nobody tell you nothing, when you make a mistake, man, you got to start over. You got to go back to the beginning and start over again. And that's time, that's years. That's time blowing right by you because you wouldn't listen. And then you'll wake up one day, like I said, oh, wait, well, we'll get to this. We'll get to it. I don't want you ending up in blind alleys or wasting time making wrong turns. Hold tight to good advice. Don't relax your grip. Guard it well. Your life is at stake. Don't take wicked bypass. Don't so much as set foot on that road. Stay clear of it. Give it a wide berth, make a detour, and be on your way. See, this wicked bypass is something for nothing. See, that's what this is talking about. Trying to get something for nothing. And you got so many people out here right now that specialize in trying to get for nothing. Verse 16 to 17. Evil people are restless unless they are making trouble. They can't get a good night's sleep unless they've made life miserable for somebody. Verse 17. No, perversity is their food, and drink violence their drug of choice. Wait a minute, let me read that again. Perversity is their food and drink, violence their drug of choice. Verse 18 and 19. The ways of right living people glow with light. The longer they live, the brighter they shine. Damn. Ain't that something? Listen, the ways of a right living person glow with light. The longer they live, the brighter they shine. But the road of the wrongdoing gets darker and darker. Travelers can't see a thing. They fall flat on their face because they can't see what's in front of them. You see, and this is what this and listen, y'all. Let me tell you that now we are in a period where your integrity gonna matter. The way you live gonna matter. Yesterday, down at the White House, this little young kid, man, he could be my grandson. Got a selling water and ice cream and stuff like this, and he came down in the park yesterday, and I told him, I said, brother, you need to be on that corner right there. That's where you need to be. Okay, but oh no, I'm gonna stay down here with you. I'm gonna stay down here with you, and just brought a whole bunch of negative energy. And another guy came in the park, was selling with a little cart, and he went over to try to chase the guy away. And here the police come and chase him away. And I said, see, that goes to show you that it's enough money out here for everybody. You can't get it all. And saying by you trying to stop this guy from it. Now we all done got kicked out of the park. But see, I ain't worried. And I didn't fuss with the guy. I know what they do it, because when I go back down there tomorrow, see, the advantage I got over everybody else, let me show you. Let me show you. See, this right here is the advantage I got over everybody. I got a microphone. See, there's a fence now in that park, and when something happened, they got to go all the way around to get to the park. But see, this microphone could let them know, and I'm gonna tell the guy when I go down, he comes in, man, look, I bring value. I got some, I can warn you, you got a fence, but see, you just can't run over here. You got to run around this fence. But see, I can tell you what's going on the other side of the fence while you over there. So I'm not worried. And see, and that's when it comes to being wise about the situation that you're in. What value are you going to bring? Other than just being there, just existing. And see, and that comes to, and listen, let me tell you, a lot of times it is discouraging to go down there and just keep trying, and people act like they don't see what what you're doing. They don't understand what you're doing. You see, and you got to encourage yourself to stay motivated. Okay, you got to be the one to keep it every day. You're gonna have some good days, you're gonna have some bad days, but you got to pick yourself up, man, and keep trying, because you never know where that day is that it's all gonna click into place and start working for you. Okay, but if you give up, you're doomed. All right, man. That's it for me. Boy, thank y'all for joining me, and I see you later.